and I'll be right there. Hello. So, I decided to go live tonight, and I wanted to pop on because I wanted to go ahead and do this live with you, but I need to fix something. So, come on in. Oh, Tanya, I'm sorry. Once again, I didn't tell you I was doing this. And I just sorry. I did do the measurements for the crate and I put them on here and I'm not finding them. And I know I posted I would do this tomorrow night, but you know what? I got it done. I really haven't crafted for a little bit, so I wanted to do it. So I will get those measurements up as soon as we're done. And took me a while because we made this like 5 years ago. It's been a while, yes. And I had to figure out what it was I did. And thank you to one of our Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations members. She keeps everything, all the measurements, so I was able to recreate it. And this is the fall crate. Hi, Fauna. So you know what though? I may do another one tomorrow. I might. I'll tell you what. I want to bring the sides up, round them more like a crate. So it's very possible that I will pop on again tomorrow also. And I love that when you guys find these redos for me to do because I forget about them. And unfortunately, the company I used to do them for decided it would be, well, it's their choice. They took all the videos and all their page down. So I have not been able to access some of my old videos. So let's get started. And I am going to use Hello Pumpkin. I have scraps of that left from all the projects because I already have a tissue box we made. I thought, how fun would it be to just have a whole matching set? Now, the size of the crate is over 5 by 7, so you can put a good size album. Now, you'd have to have a huge spine, but you can put a little folio in here. And I'm going to show you some pictures that Cindy Brown had sent me, how she used them for gift giving. And I'll put that on Scrapbookers. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, to get started, I am using a lightweight chipboard. It's the lightweight chipboard I sell, but I'll tell you what, the color can vary. This one is a little more brown. You might get it and it's a little more gray. That's just a manufacturing thing that is, I can't even control what color it comes in. But luckily I had some of the browner. But we're going to ink it, so don't worry and you don't see a lot of it. And you want one piece. Again, I'm going to post these on Scrapbookers, and this should be in the beginning of the video. On Scrapbookers, I'm hoping it came up. Oh, it did. So let me go ahead and copy and paste right now so that you guys have the measurements. The reason I like to use the lightweight chipboard, and there we go. I do not have to wrap it. If you want, you can. I have another way of making this where we wrap it. But this is how you make it to save time. So your first piece is going to be 5 by 7.5. You just want one. That's the bottom of our crate. Then we have 2 5 by 5.5 inch pieces. Then you have 6. These are the crates. And you want 6 of them that are 1 1.5 by 8 5/8. And we are going to start by scoring. And I just need to check. I have a few that might be off that I want to fix just really quick. And it's okay really if they are off. It's just, I don't want it to be. Sorry, somebody was calling me on Messenger and I'm not familiar who the person is. Okay, we are going to score this lightweight chipboard. Hi, Kim. It is lightweight, but still heavy. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, is there not 6 here? There are 6. And like I said, this is a little bit heavier, quite a bit heavier than your cardstock. Now you can make this from cardstock. Just remember it won't be very heavy. You know what? This person keeps trying to call, so let me mute this and cut your pieces. Okay, I am back. So we are going to put the 8 5/8. They're 1.5 by 8 5/8, and let's just go ahead and we're going to score 1/2 inch. It is, like I said, heavyweight. So I'm going to turn it over and rescore. I'm going to use this one because I do have to push. So score on both ends. And we'll do all 6 pieces. Hello, Sandy. Oh, back to my 1/2. Because I do want to make sure it's 1/2 inch on each end. Okay, this holy terror of a puppy, Charlotte, stop it, is not a puppy. She was outside. Her dad came and got her because she's being very naughty. She's not 5 months old yet, and she's turned into a terrorist. So she better behave while she's down here with the camera on. Hi, well, we're making a crate. I posted we're going to make a crate tomorrow, and we're making a crate now. And I do apologize because I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'm like getting my bearings back, let me tell you. And I was just working on this, and I thought, it's so fun. I have to go live and make it with you guys now. Again, I am turning it over because it's our lightweight chipboard. And if you just do it on the front, it's not going to be enough. Trying to keep me out of the camera. Okay, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. This bottom piece we don't score. That's the bottom of our box. But we do want to score these two. So the 5 1/2 needs to be across the top. And again, we're going to score 1/2 inch, but this time I am going to score 5, just in case I cut that a little short because I need them to be 5 inches. This way I know from there to there is 5 inches. I'm going to turn it over. And we're going to repeat on the second one. This is our sides. And that takes care of our scoring. And then you do want an ink, brown, something that you like, that remind you know of a crate. Look at my new mug for Halloween, guys. Isn't it cute? I love it. Oh, why did I put my bone folder away? We're not done. Okay, now we want to burnish that score line, just like we would paper. Of course, you gotta be a little more forceful on it. I'm not going to be mitering the corners now. Let's go ahead and burnish all of these guys. These dogs have a 1/2 acre in the backyard, and they have to come running down the stairs to see us. Now, on these, there's some fun things you can do. If you want to really give your crate a raggedy look, you can scuff up, you know, with your scissors, the edges of these. I will not do it now. I'm just gonna, and I would use a heavy duty if you're using the chipboard, and just go along the edge. You might just want to do it on the top one, but you could do all the sides. I was playing with that and I really like the look it gives it. But use like Tim Holtz scissors, something heavy duty if you're using the chipboard. And if you're doing this, which I've done, you can do this with your heavy cardstock. And I would put 2 pieces together along here if you don't have the lightweight chipboard. But I sell it at Country Craft Creations, so you can pop onto the website and you can order it by the sheets. It took, you'll want 2 12 by 12 sheets. You'll have quite a bit left over. Not quite a bit. You'll have this and a few more pieces left over. Okay. Now I want to go ahead. I'm going to ink. Okay. I'm inking all the edges, even where we did the burnishing on the 1/2 inch. So on this now, if you've got a, this is where I was saying, if you have a chipboard that maybe is a little more gray, just fill that in with your, just like that. Okay. If you want to add more brown. And I'm going fast, but this is actually kind of relaxing. The first one I just kind of sat here and enjoyed the process. So it's not a stressful project. It's actually quite a fun project. And then think about, with fall coming, filling it with, especially the orchards out here in Utah, we're getting apples. So you could put some really pretty cellophane and different fillers in your basket, the paper shreds. Excuse me. Curious, do you use the reinkers for your Tim Holtz pads? Kim, do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I have all kinds of reinkers and I try to use them. They're never the same. And one other thing that I've been using in between is I use the ink refresher, and I have it in the store. So I will use the ink refresher about 3 or 4 times. You only have to spray it once. And a re-inker. But you know what? I find just getting a new pad is actually, for me, more cost effective than buying the re-inkers, the refreshers. And then this little guy, the felt kind of gets worn out. And it's like it doesn't hold it anymore. Hi, Sherry. So I'm going to say for me, I just buy a new pad. And actually, I did purchase 3 or 4 of the, I love this tea dye. It's been going with all the new fall collections. It's been going with the vintage collections a lot because it has that tea dyed look. But yeah, I stopped buying the reinkers, but I do like the reinkers for other things. Like when you want to dye some seam binding, your reinkers, make sure you're wearing gloves. Okay, I want you to do everything. That part I'm not worried. We're going to just, actually we're covering those ends with paper, but I went ahead and did it anyway on the others. Hi, Donna. Like I said, with the ink refresher, I can probably get another month's use out of the ink without putting a re-inker on here. But this thing, see, it kind of starts separating. The pad separates, and then it's like the ink, I don't know, either dries up or something faster. And let's do the bottom. back to our gift giving. So you can also bake breads. Put this in there. Fall breads, because I love fall. Even my husband said today, I'm so glad fall is here. You finally come alive. Summer's been hot. Summer's been hard. I'm not going to lie to you. This summer's been a little weird. So I'm happy that we're looking at fall. Okay, our first step is going to be our base and our sides. And super easy project here. We're going to add I like wet adhesive for this because it's very permanent, and this is chipboard that's heavy. It's lightweight. It's heavier than cardstock, of course. So be a little bit generous with your glue. I just hold this up. And attach. And there goes Charlotte. Now, if anything's sticking over, I will just miter it to match right there. And for fall, I promise I'll work on more of a schedule here. And the next, I tried. I tried last time. But there was other plans for my schedule. Okay, did you guys hear her? Oh, I missed. That's why I'm on tonight instead of tomorrow. I miss you guys too. And I really wish you could see this adorable little face in the window. She is cute, but she's becoming obnoxious. Now, can you hear her? We don't know what's freaking her out. Okay. It's also extremely easy, I'm telling you, from this part. So we are going to turn to the side, and what we're going to do is we're just going to attach. Now the thing is, you got to remember, it comes this way and it's going to come up and around. But, hi Carolyn, we're going to only attach this one side. And then we're going to paper everything. So I'm going to add my adhesive to my first one. Now the thing is, again, see, remember it's going this way. So when you put it down, I'm going to line it up to the edge about a 1/16 of an inch down from the top. And then we will put one down here the same way. About a 1/16 of an inch from the fold line at the bottom of our crate. This is chipboard, so it is more porous than your paper, and the glue is, you can tell it's soaking it. It's not drying quite as fast, so don't rush it because you don't want it to slip. See, when it comes up, that will cross over the front. Carolyn, this is the crate that the video was one of the lost, and so we're remaking it. Now, then third one, I'm just eyeballing it, but it goes in the center. So if you want to measure this out at 1/2 inch increments and get perfect spacing, then you're my hero, because I'm not doing it. I eyeball. In fact, I trust my eyeballs better than I do my measuring. And I trust the lines on my scoreboard a lot more. Move it down till you have what you want. Yes, and wait, I'll show you. I will post. Cindy gave me permission to post the photos. And if you have photos of making this, we made this crate 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago, the date said. Maybe 4 or 5. Anyways, between 4 and 6 years. And if you've made it and you've used it for gift giving and added fun stuff, yeah, post your pictures and show us what you did with your crate. Now, what we want to do is do the same thing, but to the other side, okay? And again, get your bearings of which way, because you need that to have the 1/2 inch going to the inside. But what I like to do now is lay this over that way, so I can match up my crates here. My board, we'll call them boards, crate boards. I don't know if they have a real name or not. Okay, but we're going to line them up together. Make sure things are straight. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Today I was really missing my life, and I cooked dinner, and usually we go outside and play ball. My husband's like, I'll go, because he can sense I really need to craft. And I don't think he wants to hear me talk about crafts anymore. No, he'll listen if I talk. Hi, Alice. He definitely will listen when he doesn't have his hearing aids, so I know he doesn't mind listening at all. The lightweight chipboard is also extremely nice, because you can now put this away and bring it out every year. And I am going to actually bring this out. I've bought some mason jars, some small ones. Hi, Miss Cindy. Cindy, I can't wait to show the pictures. I bought some small mason jars, and I'm going to fill them with candy corn and different things. And they're going in here, but they are tall. They were tall and skinny. So I'll take a picture when I'm done. And it's going to sit on my cabinet with the candies in it. Oh, it goes together so nice, Donna. Okay. This is how our crate looks. And we are now going to do some papering. If you need to take an X and mark this, you cannot paper. You can't paper this edge yet where we haven't added anything in there. If you do, these are going to show, and you don't want them to show. So I already cut, and like I said, I used the pumpkin one from Hello Pumpkin, because I have, from our projects, I actually have quite a bit of the patterns and solids, which is just beautiful. In fact, I want to make a folio with just those. And then with the bits and pieces that I had left. So I'm going to use, this came from, oh, okay. If you're using an 8x8 pad, you'll need like 2.5 to make all of this and these. Or, well, you can't, you need a combination of 8 and 8, 8x8, and 12x12, or all 12x12 sheets, or just get your leftovers out. Okay, so I'm going to put, that's going on the back. I'm putting the leaves on the inside, and that's what I thought. Before I give you the measurements, I think I have to cut this down, and I did put it on the comments, but I think I'm still going to take about a 1/16 of an inch off. Slats, there we go. Thank you. These are slats. And on the inside, I am not going to double mat, but I'm using the green. So I'm going to use this from the Green Patterns and Solids. So check your pattern. And I cut mine 4 7/8. So I'm going to have to work with this upside down. 4 7/8 by 4 7/8, and then see one will go on the outside. So these are the sides, but we want to cover these slat ends up. So again, this is 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. I already did the inking, and I would, if you're using lightweight chipboard, I definitely would use a wet adhesive for this. And you know, even that green would be just pretty because it has different textures and variances of colors. And I just got glue on absolutely everything. But we're going to cover it with paper, so we are good. Okay, and also September, but the weather's holding out here. Check your supply of art glitter glue. We have about 6 more weeks, and we're not, you know, we never know what the weather's going to do. Let's make sure we get that smeared down flat. Then I'm going to grab my cutter, and I'm going to take from my inside. So let me give you the measurement. So my original piece is 7.5 by 4 7/8. But I'm going to take about a 1/16 of an inch off. Just for the inside. I think the outside will be fine, but we have the fold up here. And that's a much better fit. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, you're welcome. You know what? I love the remakes. Even though I have to sit and... Oh, that's pretty true. I have to sit and really think about them. I don't have to. Because I have to figure them out. Well, that's pretty too. But I'll go ahead and with these. And it helps me, you guys remind me of these older projects that I did. And I do like them, so. And this is such a great fall one or Halloween. Now make sure you get your Halloween paper out. This will be a cute neighborhood boo project. And a couple of years ago, I did put out a boo project kit for you guys. And I'll put a new one out this year. If you want to go around to your neighborhood and leave them on their doorstep with a little note, I will get those out for you on Scrapbookers. Started on October 1st, so hopefully the whole neighborhood will get booed. Now, as you can see, as this starts to take shape, my paper for the inside, and it just is easier to mat flat, but it's directional. So check your directionals. And I did already ink mine, and we are going to have to cut these off. So let me check them before I give you a new measurement, and then I will fix them, because that one's fine. I will fix the measurement if I need to. Okay, this one's just a little long. Okay, inside pieces are 7.5 by 1 3/8. 7.5 by 1 3/8, and I did 6 of these. But for some reason, I don't think it is. It's just where I was putting it. So it is 7 3/8. No, it's 1 3/8 by 7.5. Okay, I can glue them down. Again, you want 6 for the inside. Now, your outside, same measurement, but I did do a double matting, and I'll show you that in a moment. So my artisan green is, well, hello. My artisan green is 7.5 by 1 3/8. And then, oh, give me that. And then the pattern paper is 1 1/8 by 7 1/4 long. And those measurements were posted above and in scrapbookers at the beginning of this video. And I won't decorate with you, but I'm just putting down the pattern paper. I don't know, maybe we'll decorate tomorrow night. We'll see how things go. And like I said, I want to make taller sides. And if I can get that done tomorrow, we are putting together our Seasons of Creativity kits, then I will try and go live, and then we'll decorate this one. And I'll give you the measurements for the taller sides. Watch those directions. Okay, let's turn it over and do our next 3. Hi, Miss Linda. Again, let's check our sizes and check our directional. I think I cut one too many for some reason. But that's okay. There we go. Because remember, that's going to go to the inside. And matting your crate flat is going to take so much stress off of you. Now you can also pre-make these if you need to store them flat and then put them together. Just remember not to do that opposite end till you're ready to put it together and have a quick gift. Now, when we put this together, if you have a couple of clothespins, that will help too. Okay, let's flip it over and check the bottom. I didn't do any double matting with the bottom, and that's for our inside. And again, I'll have to check the direction. There we go, with my pumpkins. And then we'll do the slats. Oh, size. Again, that's 4 7/8 by 7 1/2. Excuse me. again, you'll notice if you're with the lightweight chipboard, it's kind of bulky where we've added where we attach it to those 1/2 inch core lines. And that's why I like to use the wet glue, because the paper will then kind of just form into that. Okay, now our sides. I'll bet you didn't think this was that easy, did you? Super easy project, actually. And if you're making a bunch of them, just get yourself an assembly line going. And you can have quite a few put together in no time. They're also great for summer. Not summer. Well, summer would be cute too. With sunscreen and lotions and stuff. But they're great for... There's a lot of... What do you call them? Fundraisers, bazaars, things going on in schools. So they make really fun if you're doing any donations for their secret auctions and things like that. And it's super easy to resize. Whatever you want your sides to be, I mean your box to be, just make your sides the same as the bottom. So you can make this bigger. Okay, now I want to mat the outsides. And like I said, I did go ahead and I cut my solid cardstock. I wanted to double mat. Solid cardstock is the 1 3/8 by 7 1/2. But my pattern is 1 1/8 by 7 1/4. Because I wanted the green to show. So I used our green artisan cardstock. It looked really great with this. And you will need 6 of them. And again, we need to make sure our direction is correct. And that we're not putting them on upside down. Are mine too long? And mine are a hair too long. I'm going to have to cut off that edge. And I'll have to butt those right up. So before you glue yours together, check that, and then you can glue the matting together. Because it kind of changes when you start gluing these together depending on where you've scored. So I'll just have to put mine right up next to the crate. And that green, it just, oh, I love it. Makes those colors pop. Well, hello, Miss Dawn Hoskins. Okay, let's turn it. And once again, check. Okay, now those are good. No, that one's not good. Okay. So, I don't need to trim the first one. And I'm making sure I trim the back side. But that's because I went and did my matting before the live and before I checked it. So it's always good to wait if you can. And once again, directional. Yep, we're going to fold those up. Yes, it is a great craft fair item. And you can fill it with hot cocoa, apple cider, packets, all kinds of fun things. Ginger snaps. Go. Make sure that one's secured down. And now let's put our box together. So I'm going to start, of course, with the bottom. And you might have to re-burnish these because we flattened them out. So let's just burnish both sides because we're going to do the two sides together. So we'll start with the bottom one. And we already know it's going to sit at the bottom. You want to make sure it's straight. This is where I kind of clip a, well, if it will work. I use it mostly on the top. It's going to push it out too far, and I don't want to chance that. So we just have to hold it for a minute. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So it'll lines up really nice. Just make sure you're matching your edges. Sorry, this one, it's hard for me to show you till it dries. Yeah, let's just hold it for a minute. So now you can see it coming together. So pretty. And basically it knows where to go. And now we'll do the opposite side. Once it grabs, I'm going to tip it upside down, and then I'm going to burnish. And then check that everything stayed flush and that it didn't move. Now this one will come right up to the top. My middle one off here, so I'm going to quickly pull it off. Okay, what happened here, guys? What happened here? that there while I fix my middle one. Make sure I didn't do it here. I just did it on this side. But all fixed. I'm not going to do that other side quite yet because I need to fix that center. Make sure it's down and not sliding. Like I mentioned earlier, it does take a little longer to dry on chipboard because it's soaking into all of those pores. Look how pretty. And then wait till you decorate it. And again, if you've made this from years past, be sure and put a picture up how you decorated yours on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creation and Facebook. How you decorated it and what you put in it. So we're going to let that dry for a minute because then we can put this piece in. And if you have the Hello Pumpkin, so that's what I'll probably do with you, I'm hoping tomorrow night, is we'll use some of the ephemera because it's so pretty. This was, of course, I have a new one coming out. It's just not here yet. We're printing it. Anne Marie's worked with it. I hope she loves it, but I know I love it. So we have a new fall. And these two are my most favorite so far because of the colors. I have to say G45 did really good with their fall and Christmas. Okay. Now, this was our other 4 7/8 by 4 7/8 that we need to slide in there. But see, that's not hard. And you can see now how much easier it is to get all your matting done while we were flat, right? You know, it's always easier to get those jeans on when we're flat on the ground, sucking everything in. Remember those days? I can do it. I can do it. I can squeeze into these. And the minute we're not flat, nothing fits, right? Kind of like making a box. Works better flat. And Wilbur just came down. He's like, Mom, I'm not playing outside without you. Okay, now we want to make sure we get that down. Like I said, it takes a little bit longer to dry on chipboard. Put my cap on. Still want to get this in there because we want to make sure we're securing the paper on top of those slat tabs. There we go, slat tabs. And there you go. Wasn't that easy and fun? Of course, I did do some of the prep before camera, but it's not hard. It's not hard at all. Just go back especially if you're on Scrapbookers, you'll see where I put all the measurements. And now that doesn't close up. If you want, you can add, I've added some hot glue on there before. If you have things falling out the bottom, you definitely can seal that. But really, I never needed to. And then you can put your shreds, anything you like in there, and you've got yourself a really nice fall gift. So ignore tomorrow that we're going to make the crate on Scrapbookers because we made it tonight. And it was fun. Okay, well, I'm going to go out and play ball with the dogs. And I was so happy to see you all here. And I'll see you in our next live. Bye-bye.